My name is Jorge Sevilla, and today I'm here to talk about why is the public educational system in Mexico so inefficient. In other words, why is it so bad? Let me start off by saying this. In 2015, the United Nations stated that Mexico's population was around 128 million people. In addition, the World Bank also stated that the GNI for Mexico's economic system was around 1,238 billion US dollars. And you may ask, why are you saying this, Jorge? Why? Well, here's why. I want you to know that Mexico has the money and it has the population. With these two things, you may ask, well, it has money and it has people. Why don't they start working on building something better for ourselves, for the next generations? And here's where it connects with the educational system. Across years from Mexico's history, we have come across so many political parties, PRI, PAN, and so on and so on. Alongside these political parties, we have come to face reforms, educational reforms. Every single time that the government makes a reform to the educational systems, they tweak something. And what do I mean by tweak? They change something for better or for worse, generally for worse. Because when you don't stick to a plan and you are continuously changing it, you won't see any progress. For example, if a president enters this day and throughout his 6 years, he states his own plan, and the next generation of president comes and changes completely, it's only gonna last one generation of people. For example, elementary school that is from kindergarten all the way to 6th grade is gonna change completely. That creates a disaster alongside the students. My point that I'm trying to get is that there's three main reasons why Mexico's public educational system is so bad. The first one, it's politics and its government not giving it the support that it's needed. The second one is its own culture. Mexican culture does not fully embrace the power and the value of knowledge, of education, and everything that it has to do with it. And the third principal obstacle to Mexico's educational system, it's its own people. We ourselves are destroying our next generations by not supporting, by not voting, by not actually caring about what's happening around us. And let me continue to say that these three things are the most important things that affect us to this day in the educational system. I talked about how the presidents get involved into this, how they do not give the economic support, how they make the reforms, how they change the way we see things in the classrooms publicly for the people that do not have enough money to pay private schools. And let me move on to the culture side. We Mexicans, we are known to have a very powerful culture, a culture that it represents us. It has our identity. Well, the thing is that this powerful culture does not embrace knowledge, does not value education as it should be, and this is really bringing us down. In what way? Well, by our children not wanting to go to school, by telling our kids it's okay to miss school, by not doing homework, etc. By not embracing that education is the only way of actually moving forward, giving a step forward in everything, in life in general. That's one important factor. Culture of value. One of the most important things. We have to value education in order to embrace it, to hug it with love. Here's the third thing. Third and I can't say most important, but one of the most important things. Ourselves. People. Let's ask ourselves, are we really doing enough? Are we really doing enough to promote education? We know that as a country, we have the tools, we have the money, we have the people, we have everything to fully move on to the next step. To move on to the next step and stay there. Stay there as a country. By by saying this is that ourselves, parents, grandparents, the stepbrothers, sisters, stepdads, do not embrace education. It goes alongside the cultural impact and the political impact. It all comes from our roots. If we do not fix our roots, we cannot do a lot about it. The educational reform the educational public system has gone throughout a lot of reforms. Those reforms make the people to not value education. And I'm here today to make you realize the power of education. We together as a community, we can make change by embracing education, embracing the power of culture. We go way back into history by saying that our educational levels have been always bad. As in right now, we're one of the worst countries rated in public educational system, and we're trying to fix that. How? Making people acknowledge what we have, our problem. And I was glad to be here today with you guys. Hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully you guys understand it. Hopefully I stayed in your mind. Think about what I just said about the very three things that is making the problem, the culture. We have to embrace the power of knowledge. Thank you guys for listening, for putting attention. Hopefully you guys liked it. Thank you.